Hello, this is Dr. Leo at LETIME. Today, I'm going to show you how to make a coffee and green tea infused oil. This is a perfect oil for our skin. It's anti-aging and also it's help recover the acne because the coffee has a caffeine that is a perfect antioxidant. It gives you the ability to balance the radicals in the skin to reduce wrinkles, any aging effects. And the green tea is full of the polyphenols. Those are also wonderful antioxidants and help control the acne bacteria. So that's give a lot of benefits for the young kids, for the grown-ups. It's a wonderful, it's can be used as a massage oil, lotion, or make a soap. So in this video, I'll demonstrate the whole process to making that wonderful oil and also give you information. People keep asking me what is the best ratio for making infusion and even for the hydrosol making, right? This video, I will give you the recipe for both the infusion and the hydrosol making. What is the water to herb or infusion oil, carrier oil to herb ratio. Let's go. Yeah, welcome back. So infusion and distillation. So there are two processes to extract herbs, and there are two different ways, and they extract, they're targeting different chemicals from the herb. I have another video explaining in detail about the difference between the infusion and distillation. So if you want to know more, which way you should use for your herbs, and watch that video. And the infusion is a solvent extraction process. When we are making the infused oil, then we are using the carrier oil to do the infusion. Today I'm using the sweet almond oil, but you can also use the coconut oil, jojoba oil, or just olive oil. So any oil you like, but there are also a recommendation. So find the oil. These are good for longer shelf life. So you don't want those very sensitive to be oxidized like a flaxseed oil. So if you use oil, you gotta use that very quickly. And the distillation is a water extraction and heat extraction methods. That's how we make the hydrosol and essential oil. Remember, essential oil and hydrosol are made at the same time during the distillation process. And hydrosol is in the water, hydrosol is the water, and oil is the oil phase floating on top of the hydrosol for most of the oil. So the question was asked to me is what is a good ratio, right? So for they both are like extraction process. They both are trying to extracting the phytochemicals out of the herbs, either into the solvent like the carrier oil or into the water or vaporized. So they are following the similar ratio is a 1:5. So 1:5 is a ratio. If you use infusion, that means 1 part of herb with 5 part of infused oil. That's the general ratio, okay? It's not like a fixed number. You have to always use this number. It's the number, it's average. You can use less oil or more oil, but this is your benchmark. And for the distillation, there are two ways. That's one called the hydrodistillation. That means you mix your herb with water together, like your rose petal with the water together. And for this one, you want to follow 1:5 ratio. That means 1 part of rose petal with 5 part of the water. Then you boil together, because if you add too much water, then your water will vaporize faster than the good stuff from the herb. That's what you don't want, because that will dilute your hydrosol. And but the other way called a steam distillation, that means water sitting at the bottom and the herb on the top. For this one, the ratio is not important. Don't worry about that because all the steam will go through the herbs. It's different with hydrodistillation because when you're boiling, water will come up, herb will come up at the same time. They are competing each other. But when you do steam distillation, it's not. So the steam just carry the good stuff out. So that's why steam distillation is, easier to control, manage, and you don't worry too much about the ratio. But when you do hydro, it's 1:5. Okay, now let's go to the chapter making the wonderful coffee and green tea infused oil. So I'm using an 8-ounce mason jar. It's a perfect size for ADI. And the max height is, you can see it in the app, it's 4.5 inch, about 11 centimeter. Some of the mason jar is bigger and shorter, so they may have a larger volume. So you can choose. So the height matter. And for this big, the 8-ounce mason jar, our herb to oil ratio, you can range from 1:3 to 1:6. If you want a heavier, then you use more the herbs and then less oil. But 1:3 is, you don't want to go, too many herbs because the herb may absorb the oil. Then you're gonna hard to press the oil out. Because coffee, they don't, absorb a lot of oil, but it's still just be careful. Don't make too many herbs. 1:3 to 1:6. You don't want to go too much oil because that can dilute. So you want stronger, then you add more the coffee or the herbs. And if you want a little bit lighter, then you add more oil. So first we need to blend the coffee beans into a powder. So I'm using a little blender. Now just scoop them out. So for teas, I like use the tea bag. It's already crushed, and I like use the green tea because green tea has more polyphenols. So it's easy, just cut it open. I choose organic. So it's definitely, you always want to have the highest quality you can have. And so the ratio I have is for this 8-ounce, the bottle, I choose, up to 2 ounces. So a little bit less than 2 ounces, so get more oil. So the coffee is half of that 2 ounce. That means about 1/8 of cup. So that's it. And just adding. And then the tea powder. Yeah, even the best, just organic, the tea bag, it's not expensive. Each tea bag, you talk about like a dime. Okay, it's 4 tea bags. It's almost like same quantity with the coffee. Just let them mix before pouring in the oil. So I'm using the sweet almond oil and just pour it in. So give a good shake, just mix everything together well. So that's why you need a sealed bottle. You want to have the bottle with a good seal. So now just put the cup in the ADI with this mason jar. You can make 4, either the same recipe or different recipe in one, just make at once. This is perfect for you when you're doing like a comparison. If you want to figure out which formula is the best, this is the perfect method for you. And then just add in the distilled water. So this will build a water bath for the cup. And remember, use distilled water. The benefit of using ADI is first you can make a distilled water first, and the water will be collected here, and then you can use that water for the infusion, the water bath, or for your hydrosol making or essential oil, just herb distillation. So you can use the distilled water. It's multifunctional. Remember, fill the water up. At least make sure the oil level is below the water level, so that can make sure the uniform temperature inside the bottle. You can also just fill all the way up to the lid. That's also it's good, but just as I said, make sure the cover of the bottle has a good seal, so you don't want any water go in there. So that's it. And then just put in the ADI. Close it. Five hours is pretty good for the infusion. Just click the stop button, then we'll start the operation. So comparing with 6 to 8 weeks, this is save you a lot of time and also save you labor. You don't need to watch it. It will manage the temperature by itself. And the working temperature for the infusion is 65 Celsius, about 150 Fahrenheit, perfect for the infusion. So 5 hours later, then you can drain it. I will show you how good the oil will be. And you can also go all the way up to 12 hours. Just depends on if you have more herbs, have larger infusion, you can do longer time, but normally 5-6 hours pretty good. Time's up. Let's take a look. See the oil color already changed, so I gotta drain it. Now I'm gonna use the LETIME press to separate the oil. Okay. The last step is add a little bit of a vitamin E oil. Vitamin E oil is an antioxidant, also a natural preservative. So just add about 1 milliliter into this amount. So that will be around 0.5 to 1%. And just shake well. So the vitamin E can help the oil keep longer, keep good for longer time. Thank you for watching. If you feel it's helpful, like the video, subscribe channel, become a member. This is Dr. Liu. See you next time.